Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing this early on a Friday evening? This is the last weekend before we have the Her Experience in Houston, Texas. And tonight I have a very special guest. Miss Pamela Hankins is going to be interviewing us. She is going to be a speaker at the Her Experience. You do not want to miss the nuggets and the preview of what she's going to be doing. And welcome to Her Talks 2024. The Her Talks is a part of the Herpreneur Network. We are a network of Christian women in business and ministry. And we are so excited because right now we are focused on going to Houston. Someone said Houston had a problem, and we said we're coming with some solutions. And Miss Hankins is going to be one of our solutions. That's why we're there. So, good evening, Miss Hankins. It is so good to see you.
Good evening, Dr. House, and thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So tell us a little bit about you, who you are, what you do.
Sure. As you know, my name is Pamela Hankins. I just recently published a book called The Chronicles of the Praying Wife, and it talks about a period of time when my husband and I were separated. And in that period of 5 years, I learned how to, not thinking while I was praying for my husband, I was actually praying for myself. And during that period, I learned surrendering, how to surrender and submit to God, and also how to surrender and submit to my husband. Um, so during the day, I work just like everyone else. I work for a financial institution, and I'm a mom of two beautiful children and four wonderful bonus children.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is going to be a very life inspiring and impacting book because I think one of the things that happens when we go through those types of transitions where we're praying for something, it's good to know that we got the revelation of being able to not only pray for someone else, but get the revelation of and clarity from God for yourself.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, we are so glad to hear you. So you heard about the Her Experience. Tell us what you're going to be talking about. We know you got your book, but tell us what brought you to the Her Experience. What made you want to be a part of this epic event?
Well, one, I definitely wanted to be a part of an event where women actually help women, women who are in business, who don't mind sharing nuggets, women who will fix other women's crowns and prepare them. And so, Dr. Donnell Winningham, I stayed connected to her and been connected to her for a number of years and never really got the opportunity to kind of dive into some of the nuggets and gems that she shared. But there was a clarion call that she had put out one evening in May, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the opportunity. But I will share this with you. I had taken and also posted few weeks prior that Houston would be a place that I would go and be able to speak. And so when Dr. Nikki had asked that evening after the call, well, what about Houston? It dawned on me. It just something spoke to my spirit like, yeah, what about Houston? And then weeks later, just maybe actually a couple of days later, I went through my Facebook posts and it was somewhere around April 16th that I said that I would be in Houston. And then fast forward, now I'm a solution to Houston. So I give God praise for that.
Absolutely. Isn't God amazing and awesome? He
Absolutely.
already laid it out for you. He just
Amen.
needed you to follow his steps and get to that path, and he made it clear for you. And I have to commend you because so oftentimes we miss the clarity in the things that we say or we're going to do, or we delay it.
Amen. Amen. I believe some of that is because when it comes to truly submitting, sometimes there's a cost in your submission, right?
Yes.
There's a cost in getting to the prize. Everybody wants the rainbow, but they don't want to go through the rain. They don't want to go through the storm, right? They just want immediate gratification. And so I just give God praise, for being a loving God that he is, and that whatever he provides, he always guides,
He
or vice
does.
versa. Wherever he
Yes,
guides, he will provide. So
he
yes,
does. That
yeah,
is so true. And I call that I used to call that pain through your purpose, but it's really not pain. It's
No.
God's divine intentions for us. Because at the end of the trial, He is bringing you to part of your purpose and your destiny. And we had this conversation, and someone asked me about it, and they said, "Well, I don't understand it." I said, "Well, think about it like this: God told the enemy, 'Did you consider my servant Job?' Job went through his trial, but he got double for his trouble at the end of the journey. Joseph was the perfect son, the perfect brother, yet through enviousness and other things, he ended up being in the pit, but he went from the pit to the palace. So sometimes that trial is to mold you, to get you ready, to shape you, to build up your fortitude for you to get to that purpose. And that is so true.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we are so excited. You're going to be speaking with us. So I'm going to tell the folks again. This is Her Talks from the Herpreneur Network. We are headed to Houston. Houston had a problem. We're coming with some solutions. This is the ultimate networking event. We have women coming from all around the globe to be here to speak, to exchange information, to give you nuggets and gems, to impact your lives for the positive. It starts on the 30th and it ends on June the 2nd. So you need to be there with us on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got some great signature events that we're going to do. We have the Pink Fire Brunch, and this year we have none other than the amazing Miss Yolanda Adams as our keynote speaker. You don't want to miss that. We're having a fashion show. We have our own guest, Miss Hassie, as one of the MCs for it. It's going to be fun. We got a lot of vendors. It's going to be stylish. It's going to be up to date. We want you to visit us, and all you need to do is go to www.thehertour.org to get your information. It is not too late to get your tickets. I don't think we got many left, but go ahead and get your tickets. You can be with us virtually or you can be with us in person. It's at the beautiful Hyatt Regency Hotel, Houston West. Gorgeous property, gorgeous property. So it is going to be phenomenal. We have a plethora of speakers across the board. So if you're looking for some insight, something to help build you up, from public speaking to getting your business off the ground, to mental health, to someone that can help you with your prayer life, to someone that can help you understand what it takes to be a good wife, like Miss Hankins, these people will be there and they will be there for you. If you're interested in joining the Herpreneur Network, join us. It is the herpreneurnetwork.com. We are on Facebook on the Herpreneur Network International. Make sure that you join us. And it doesn't cost anything to join. We do have levels of membership. However, you can join for free so you can understand. And this is a network that will change your life. So, Miss Hankins, I'm coming back to you. Give me some insights for you about you and your development and where you come from. So I know that you come from a struggle and you went through a trial. Just give us a little nugget about how that's turned your life around.
Wow, it has turned my life around tremendously. Not only in my marriage, but just even with my family and with my children. Um, when I look at my life, um, and I was reading Proverbs 31, I was able to really go through and almost see some of the things in those scriptures have manifested in my life. Um, from wanting to help the community, and my husband and I, we started a nonprofit together, right? And the that Proverbs 31 wife, she was one who kind of did everything. She was one who didn't, when she managed the house, but not giving her husband stress, and doing it. She was a woman of noble character, right? And her name, was good, and people always had something nice to say. And so I give God praise to even say that, because there was a time um, people could say, oh, when she gets mad, I think I might have been a descendant of Peter. And so now to know, that people are like, she handles, conflict completely differently. I just will talk about some of that, and that I want to call it masculine energy that I nicknamed Bonquisha. Um,
Not Bonquisha. Not Bonquisha.
Bonquisha, yes, ma'am. Bonquisha was a force to be reckoned with. She was nobody to play with. So, but Bonquisha, had her funeral, and she's since gone. And yeah. So that's just a few of the little nuggets that I'll share.
That's like going through the fire and you're coming out clean, no smoke, no smell. So God is so good. So tell the people some of your expectations of what you think is going to happen and impact you. We know what you're going to do for us. We know your story's coming out, but what are you looking to get from the her experience for yourself?
Well, one, the opportunity to speak. There are times where I can do it in corporate, but then when it's, outside of that, I get a little bashful, right? And just being, more fluent in my public speaking. Also, to be able to, again, to network with women who are like minded. You know, I don't care whether I'm, a seasoned woman. I'm not too old to learn. And so I'm also, looking for someone who would be willing to say, hey, I see something in you that reminds me of where I was, and be willing, and led by the Spirit to say, you know what, let me help my sister, and lift her up. So that's what I'm looking to receive.
That is absolutely phenomenal. And that is just one of the basic things that we are looking to do to impact each other, to push each other into a different level, to collaborate. And that's one of the core values that we have within this network. We collaborate, we celebrate, we create together, we hold each other accountable. And I am looking so forward to meeting you and some of the other speakers and the guests that are going to be there, because we can all learn from each other. You are never too old to learn. Knowledge is something that is perpetual, it grows and it grows and it grows. You have to open up yourself to be able to be teachable. One of the things Dr. Nikki, who is our visionary and founder, always tells us, are you teachable? Someone said you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That is not the truth, because a new dog is going to accept it more than a puppy, because a
Right.
puppy is going to be excited and going to play and you're going to have to give it a treat. But a old dog, we're going to stand back and we're going to say, I didn't think about it in that perspective. And we can retrospect and think about how, had we known this earlier, maybe things would have been different. We
Amen.
have ways of making things difficult for ourselves, because God gives me certain things that He tells me to do. I heard it, I didn't do it, I wasn't ready. But it's not my time, it is His timing. Because eventually, what's going to happen is either He's going to take that opportunity from you, and you're going to have to get it the hard way, or He's going to, as I like to say, pop me upside my head and say, I told you this, and I'm going to tell you one more time. When you're there one more time, it's like, yes, I got it. I got it. So that is going to be phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. Any parting words you have for our guests?
I just want to tell the guests, you don't want to miss it. Just divinely, it seems like the Spirit will be moving throughout the whole event starting, May 30th. And so, if you really truly believe the woman with the issue of blood, that, you just wanted to touch the hem, even if it's just one day, you want to be in the place where God's Spirit is going to dwell, because I'm sure everyone is bringing their portion, and that together is going to be
Yeah.
impactful and powerful.
That is. Thank you so very much. Again, we are going to be in Houston at the Hair Experience. Please don't miss your opportunity to see Miss Pamela Hankins. When I tell you she's got something to pour into you that is going to change your life, you don't want to miss it. If you can't join us in Houston, go to www.thehertour.org, www.thehertour.org, so that you can get your tickets. We have virtual tickets. I think we still may have a couple of in-person tickets. I know that they're selling like hotcakes. There was a special yesterday. We tried all day to tell you guys to get this special. The special's still not on, but what we need you to do is get there. And if you can't get there, at least be there virtually, so that God can bless you tremendously with all of this information that is going to come from all of our speakers. So I'm going to thank you, Ms. Hankins, for being with me tonight and being my special guest. Everyone that is viewing, thank you so very much for supporting us tonight. But we will be in Houston. I cannot wait to see you, Ms. Hankins, and we are going to have a great time. Thank you so much. And that is going to be it for us until I see you next week.
Amen.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Audience, thank you for joining. Thank you. Bye bye.